What's up, everybody? Welcome back. And I've just seen Manchester United beat Leicester City 5-2 at Old Trafford in what was a very convincing performance. It was a very good first half performance by Manchester United. They scored a total of 4 goals and they were leading Leicester City 4-2 at half time. The second half did kind of peter out to nothing, but Man United did grab a goal in the second half as well, courtesy of, I think it was Bruno Fernandes. Yeah, so I was very surprised with the starting lineup that Ruud van Nistelrooy actually went with. He went with a very strong starting lineup. So I think I'll bring up the starting lineup right now. So this is the starting lineup that he went with. So you've got Bayindir in net, who I had as well in my predicted or my preferred lineup. Diego Dalot, De Ligt, Lindelof, Martinez at left back. Then in the central midfield you had Ugarte and Casemiro. Then in the attacking positions you had Garnacho, Bruno, Rashford, and then Xerxes up front. So he did make a couple of changes from I think he only made one change from that defeat to West Ham on the weekend. Let me just confirm. So I was very surprised to see that very strong lineup that Manchester United went with. And if I have a look at the starting lineup against West Ham, there were 3 changes from that starting lineup. So you had Mazraoui, who started at left back. And Lindelof ahead of Lindelof. Then in the midfield, Casemiro started ahead of Ugarte. And then Højlund started in front of Xerxes against West Ham. But, I was very surprised to see Ruud van Nistelrooy go with such a strong starting 11. And I was kind of disappointed to kind of not see any youngsters in there. I would have really liked to see the likes of Harry Amas, Ethan Wheatley a little bit earlier. I would have really liked to see kind of maybe Jack Fletcher as well. So I was very kind of, I'm not very disappointed, but I was kind of, a little bit sad that I couldn't see some new faces in the starting lineup, especially how Leicester kind of came with their B team or their C team. Leicester came with a very weak starting 11 in this game, and you can see that Leicester's priority is the Premier League. They had no Vardy. They had no Fatawu, I think wasn't involved either. So they had Ndidi didn't come off the bench. Harry Winks didn't come off the bench either, and they usually start as well. So Leicester City's starting 11 was very weak, and I did not expect Leicester City to kind of come to Old Trafford with such a weak 11, and they just basically allowed Manchester United to kind of dominate the ball, and they were kind of a little bit poor defensively. But Manchester United, you got to give credit to them. They played really well in the first half. So let's talk about some of the goals that we saw in the first half and some of the performances. So in terms of the first half, so Man United grab a goal in the 15th minute through Casemiro. It's a brilliant finish by Casemiro. Garnacho assist. Casemiro scores the last goal under Erik ten Hag and the first under Ruud van Nistelrooy. Martinez plays it down the left hand side to Garnacho, who is 1v1 with his defender. He cuts inside to Casemiro, who bends one, top bins. The Brazilian curls a beauty of a shot into the top corner from about 30 yards. It's a brilliant goal, brilliant finish. Probably the best goal of the whole match. Brilliant play from Casemiro. Very good shot and a very good start by Man United as well. It was a little bit of a slow start. Attacking momentum, Man United did have most of it in the opening exchanges, but they really couldn't make that much of it. Let me just go back to the full screen here. So 27 minutes gone and Garnacho grabs a goal. Is it? Yeah, sorry. 28 minutes gone. Garnacho grabs a goal. This time it's Diego Dalot with the assist. Casemiro from right back. He drops into the right back position as Man United is trying to build up in the centre of the pitch. He drops into the right back position and he plays a ball over the top of the Leicester City defence to Dalot, who beats the offside trap and has made that run from right back. Dalot then squares it right across the goal to the other side to Garnacho, who puts it into the back of the net to make it 2-0. A very good goal by Man United, but I think it was a little bit poor defensively. No one's picking up Dalot by Leicester. 29 minutes, then Leicester give it away to Bruno, who passes it in the edge of the box, but it's intercepted by the defence. but it's intercepted. Probably should have had a shot there, but yeah, 32 minutes goal and gone. 32 minutes gone, and Leicester do grab a goal in the 33rd minute. Sorry, it's Bilal. El Khannous. Cross comes in and Bayende fails to clear. It comes to El Khannous, who shoots with his right foot. The shot, it hits both posts and it goes in, and Leicester are back in it. And even though Leicester had scored, I wasn't really worried that Man United were gonna kind of crumble in this game. That Leicester lineup that they fielded simply wasn't strong or good enough to be kind of coming to Old Trafford and getting away with the win. And it's very unconvincing from Bayende, unfortunately. So he looked a little bit shaky, I think, in the box. But Bruno Fernandes does restore that 2-goal cushion in the 36th minute, and it's a free kick. Garnacho wins about 25 yards out. He is fouled. Bruno takes the free kick. It takes a massive deflection off James Justin, and it goes into the back of the net, and that's 3-1 Manchester United. And Man United do grab another chance after as well. So I think it's Manuel Ugarte. He wins it back. He gives it to Xerxes, who plays it to Garnacho, and he shoots, but the keeper saves it well. So that could have also been another goal as well, another chance for Garnacho. Garnacho had a very good game in my opinion, and I have been critical of him this season so far. But in terms of stats, don't get me wrong, he is putting up the best stats in terms of GA. But I think he's still a little bit wasteful. But this game, he was very clinical in his finishing, and he grabs the goal and one assist as well. Casemiro then scores in the 38th minute, and this is to make it 4-1, I believe. Yeah, it's to make it 4-1, and Man United play a corner short. Rashford swings it in from the left-hand side. Casemiro gets in the end of it and heads it towards goal. It comes off both posts. Again, the keeper is rooted to a spot just watching the ball, and basically everyone is just watching the ball. Casemiro, after heading the ball, he just runs in like a straight path. Unfortunately for him, the ball comes off the left-hand side, the left post, or his left, and he's there to put it away to make it 4-1. And that's Casemiro with 2 goals, 3 goals in 2 games, 2 goals in this match, and he's had a brilliant kind of past 2 games as well. Casemiro heads the ball off the post and it blasts in the rebound. 3 in 1.5 games for the Brazilian. Of course, a brilliant kind of first half for Manchester United. 42 minutes gone, Bruno swings in another free kick. Casemiro free header, should be scoring and making it his hat-trick. Very unlucky not to be getting his hat-trick, but he does the right thing. His header, which is a free header, he should be scoring that, but he does kind of head it right across the goal. And if the keeper's rooted to a spot and if it's on target, then Casemiro does grab his hat-trick. Leicester keeper tries playing out in the 44th minute. Bruno Fernandes intercepts and plays it to Garnacho, who fires over the bar. I think Garnacho possibly should be doing better with that a little bit. But it was a little bit of a difficult chance because the ball did kind of go away from him. 47 minutes gone, and then Conor Coady grabs Leicester's second goal in the 3rd minute of injury time in the first half. Free kick comes in, it hits Dalot awkwardly, it falls to Conor Coady in the box, who's a couple of yards out, and he puts it in. A Leicester City set piece bounces awkwardly off Dalot, and Conor Coady just finds the net from close range, and nothing can be done from that. It was a little bit unfortunate to be conceding late on at the end of the first half, but it was a very good half from Manchester United. Very good finishing from Manchester United. Garnacho 1 goal, 1 assist. Casemiro with 2 goals as well. They were our best players on the pitch today. Casemiro and Garnacho, they had very good first halves. Xerxes, in my opinion, was a little bit poor. I think he was a little bit poor this match, and I think what I'll do is I'll show you his stats. I'll show you his stats for this game, especially in the first half. I don't think he was very poor first half in my opinion. Let me just pull up his stats for the first half. There they are. They're from SofaScore. I think it's a very good website, SofaScore. You can see right there, Xerxes. His stats are very damning in my opinion in the first half. He was very poor. Obviously, 0 goals, 0 assists, 0 shots on target, 0 shots off target, 0 shots blocked, 0 dribble attempts. It's just not a very good half from Joshua Xerxes. Only 16 touches, and like in the opening, I would say 30 minutes of the game, his pass accuracy was very poor as well. You can see there, accurate passes, 6 out of 10, only 60% pass accuracy. So yeah, not great from him. Only one key pass, yeah. But you have a look at his ground duels. He had 3 ground duels and didn't win a single one, unfortunately for him. And he did lose possession 8 times during the first half. So they're his stats from the first half. And yeah, it wasn't great from him in my opinion. But yeah, maybe he kind of needs to grow into. He needs to grow into his role a little bit. He seemed a little bit lost in this game, in my opinion. So yeah, he needs to kind of improve on that. But in terms of Man United in the first half, very good clinical finishing to be 4-2 up. The goals that we conceded were a little bit unfortunate. But you know what? It can be expected. I think both goals could have been easily avoided. But it is what it is in terms of that. So yeah, good finishing, but a little bit disappointed with the goals that we conceded. So second half kicks off, and Xerxes has a shot in the 57th minute after Garnacho plays a 1-2 with him, but it's saved by the keeper. Bruno Fernandes does grab Man United's 5th goal in the 59th minute. Leicester player number 5, Salib, I think Caleb Ockerley, the number 5 for Leicester City, plays a short back pass to the keeper. Bruno Fernandes intercepts and pounces on it. He then rounds the keeper and puts it into an empty net to make it 5. And that was the end of the scoring for this match. Yeah, and in terms of what else happened, Rashford and Martinez off for Dalot and Mazraoui. Man United didn't really create too much after that. They had a couple of chances, but not really worth anything of note. So yeah, 66 minutes gone though. Sorry, just before that, in the 65th minute, Man United swinging across. It falls to Ahmad, who has an overhead kick, and it goes just wide. That was his first touch off the ball, if I'm not mistaken, after coming on for Rashford, and he could have scored with that. 66 minutes gone. Sommer, who hits it on the edge of the box, the Leicester City player, and it comes off the bar after a brilliant save by Bayende. He just gets his fingertips to it and tips it onto the bar to make a really good save. And finally, Wheatley does come on for Xerxes, and I think Wheatley has played for Manchester United before last season, so it wasn't necessarily his kind of debut. Let me just make sure. I'm pretty sure I did mention in my last video that he's played for Manchester United before. Let me just check. I think he played like 3 times in the Premier League last season. Yeah, he did play 3 times in the Premier League last season. So, yeah, I'm very kind of, not very disappointed, but I am a little bit disappointed that you look at the Man United's bench and the players that actually came off the bench as well. Mazraoui, Højlund, Diallo, Evans and Wheatley. And you had Harry Amas, Jack Fletcher and Fitzgerald on the bench as well. And I think them 3, at least one of them should be getting some minutes, especially how the Leicester City side that Steve Cooper fielded was very weak. And yeah, in my opinion, they should be coming away with some minutes as well. So in terms of my man of the match, I am going to go with... it's a toss-up between Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro, but I am going to have to go with Bruno Fernandes, simply maybe because he's got the highest rating on SofaScore, and maybe we should have a look at the SofaScore ratings as well. Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro and Garnacho are the standouts, and Man United are so far having a very good League Cup campaign. So let's have a look at SofaScore. As you can see, the ratings for SofaScore, Bruno Fernandes grabbing a brace, Casemiro grabbing a brace as well, Garnacho grabbing a goal and an assist as well. Man of the match is Bruno Fernandes here with the highest rating. So let's have a look at Bruno Fernandes' stats this game. Operating on that left hand side as well, dropping into that position and kind of linking play and stuff. So 2 goals, no assists unfortunately for him, but 78 touches, pass accuracy with 86. That's very good in terms of his pass accuracy. Key passes, 4 key passes. Crosses, he had 5 crosses, but only 1 was accurate. Long balls, 3 out of 4. Big chances created, 1. Shots on target, 2. Off target, 1. Blocked shots, 2. Dribble attempts, 3 attempted, only 2 successful. Ground duels, he could be doing a little bit better on the ground duels. But aerial duels 1, 2 out of 2. That's very good. 16 times possession lost, which is interesting. Yeah, so he attempted 16 passes, which didn't come. You can see there, if you add 16, it comes 57 there. So if he had completed all of his passes, he would 100% pass accuracy. But of course, no player comes away with like 100% pass accuracy. So pass accuracy over 80%, I would say, is pretty decent, especially for a player playing in that position who's looking to assist and create chances as well. So, but if you have a look at Joshua Zirkzee, again, his full-time stats, he lasted 85 minutes, and very poor from Joshua Zirkzee in terms of his play. He started in the the striker position, the number 9 position, but he barely got into the box there. You can see the heat map. He needs to be getting into the box there. He was kind of a little bit all over the place. He wasn't even really linking up play too well, in my opinion. Dribble attempts, shots on target 1, off target 1, dribble attempts 2 on 0 successful though. 34 touches, 70% pass accuracy. Again, 0 crosses, 0 long balls, 0 ground duels, 1 out of 5. Possession lost 13 times, and you look at how many times Bruno Fernandes lost possession, 16 times. But you have a look at the output between both of them. Joshua Zirkzee still has leaving me a lot to be desired. I'm not sure if he can kind of come good. I know it's still early days, of course, in his Manchester United career, but against a poor Leicester side, he needs to be doing a lot more, in my opinion. And I was very surprised that he lasted 85 minutes. Personally, he would have come off at half time for someone like a Wheatley or someone. In terms of the kind of other standout performances, obviously you've got Bruno Fernandes, like we just went over. He had a very good performance. Then let's have a look at Casemiro, who's second in the highest rated players. Casemiro, very, very good performance by him. 77% pass accuracy. I would want that to be a little bit higher, possibly in the high 80s. But he does grab 2 goals. And he did have 3 shots off target as well from that central defensive midfield position. Hit woodwork once, big chances missed once. I don't remember him hitting the woodwork. I don't know what that is. Ground duels, he only won 3 out of 8 of his ground duels. Aerial duels won only 2 out of 3. Possession lost 15 times. Clearances 4, block shots 3. Total tackles 2, dribbled pass only twice. So I think this was a very, very good performance by Casemiro, and he was decent against West Ham as well. Had a good rating against West Ham as well. Finally, the other notable candidate, shout out Alejandro Garnacho. I have been critical of him this season because I just believe he's a little bit too wasteful on the ball. I know he's young, he's 20 years old, but we'll see how he gets on. But very good kind of pass accuracy there. Key passes, 5 key passes. So that's good by him. Ground duels won 3 out of 6. He didn't want any aerial duels. Only lost possession. Possession lost 6 times. That doesn't quite add up there. So I'm not sure how this is kind of calculated. If you lost possession 6 times, then this would be 22 out of 28 accurate passes. I'm not sure. Interceptions 3, total tackles 2. A very good performance by Garnacho. Very good output, coming away with 1 goal and 1 assist as well. In terms of other standouts, I'm gonna have to say Emmanuel Ugarte was neat and tidy on the ball as well. He a little bit all over the place, breaking up the play. That's how many ground duels won, 4 out of 6. Aerial duels won, 2 out of 2. 90% pass accuracy there, so very good from him. Total tackles 4, clearances 1. I think he was decent as well. De Ligt's got a little bit of a low rating here. So he's got a little bit of a low rating, but he did have good pass accuracy. But the 2 goals that Man United conceded on in the first half, not much. I don't think he was necessarily at fault for them, so not much can be said about that. But Diego Dallo, he does come away with 1 assist. He was neat and tidy going forward as well. I would like to say though, Marcus Rashford, I think he's dropping too far deep. He's like dropping into the right back position sometimes, and personally that's just not for me. I think Marcus Rashford really needs to be like dropping into that inside left channel forward position just behind the striker, or playing against that right back when a 1v1 situation. I think he's best on the left hand side. Even though Garnacho has been decent this season, not the best, I think Marcus Rashford on the left is better than Garnacho on the left in my opinion. But yeah, apart from that, you have a look at Leicester's 11. I mean, it really is completely different to the 11 that Leicester fielded on the weekend, or the usual 11. This is Leicester City's usual 11 that you see here. You know, so there's a lot of changes there. Mavididi didn't start. Fatawu didn't start. Buonanotte didn't start either. He did come off, Buonanotte, though. Ndidi and Winks, you know, weren't involved. Pereira, the right back, wasn't involved either. Vardy was left at home. So yeah, in terms of Leicester City, they fielded a very weak 11, and basically they got what they deserved at the end. So yeah, let's have a look at the substitutes. Amad Diallo was very neat and tidy when he came on the ball. Mazraoui was also good when he came on. I think Mazraoui and Amad down this right hand side is our best kind of partnership. I think they link up really well. I think they form a better partnership than Rashford and Diego Dallo. But Amad Diallo was very decent. Yeah, 94% pass accuracy. Barely loses the ball when he comes on. Very neat and tidy on the ball. But yeah, you can see crosses. He completed one cross, and it was zero. He wasn't accurate with that cross, and that's why he's got the 94% pass accuracy. So yeah, Mazraoui, look at that 100% pass accuracy. Very neat and tidy again when he came on. I think Mazraoui and Amad Diallo keep the ball really well, and possibly maybe going forward lack that little bit of cutting edge. But I do believe that Amad Diallo is our best right winger at the club. So yeah, all in all, a very good performance from Manchester United. But like I mentioned, I'm very disappointed. Not very, sorry, just a little bit disappointed that Amas and Fitzgerald and Fletcher weren't involved whatsoever, especially how Leicester City fielded such a weak 11. And finally, let's just come away with one more stat. Let's have a look at that. League Cup, games played 2, goals scored 12 in the League Cup. And in the Premier League, games played 9, goals scored 8. So that's Man United for you in terms of how well they've been doing in the League Cup. Two games at home as well in the League Cup, and we've scored 12 goals. 7 against the Barnsley, 7 against Barnsley, yeah, and 5 against Leicester. Total of 12 goals in the League Cup, and we've only scored 8 goals in the league in 9 games. So not very good in terms of Man United's league performance in terms of scoring goals. Finally, let's have a look at who's gone through in the League Cup. You've had some upsets as well. Let's quickly have a look at this. I think it's kind of it bodes well for Manchester United in terms of going on to possibly win this competition. So Liverpool get past Brighton 3-2. Villa do lose to Crystal Palace. So Aston Villa, top 4 side last season, they lose. Chelsea also lose 2-0 to Newcastle. Arsenal do come away with a win against Preston North End as expected. But Manchester City, though, Pep Guardiola's Manchester City do lose 2-1 to Tottenham Hotspur. So that's Manchester City out and Aston Villa out in the League Cup. So Man United do make it into the last 8 of the League Cup. So yeah, I just want to have a look when the draw is going to be made. So let me just quickly check when the draw is going to be made. So if I can just kind of catch the draw, and I'll see if I can kind of react to the draw. So unfortunately, I don't think the draw's been made just yet. So I'm not sure on that. But we will find out in due course. I think tonight we'll find out who Manchester United are going to be drawn in the League Cup. Let me just check again if I can possibly pull it up. I don't think I'll be able to pull it up because I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think it's being made right now. Draw will be live on Sky Sports from about 10:40, and currently it is 10:17. So I won't be able to react to the draw in this video. But in terms of the last 8, Brentford are through. Brentford, Southampton, Crystal Palace, Liverpool, Manchester United, Newcastle, Arsenal, and Tottenham. So you've still got, so they're all Premier League sides. You know, so maybe I should kind of pull up the teams that are through to the last 8. Sorry. Let me just get rid of this. So yeah, let's bring this up. So let's get rid of these stats there at the top. We don't need that. So draw for the League Cup. Tottenham complete the last 8. Brentford, Southampton, Crystal Palace, Liverpool, Manchester United, Newcastle, Arsenal, and Tottenham. So there's still some really good sides in there. Obviously, they're your good sides: Liverpool, United, Newcastle, Arsenal, and Tottenham. Obviously, the little bit of lesser sides: Brentford, Southampton, and Palace. Southampton and Palace do make the bottom 2 of the Premier League. So in terms of a draw, in terms of who I would want, I'm wanting Southampton or Palace, of course. That's who I'm wanting. Man United to draw in the League Cup. But yeah, in terms of it, that's it in my opinion. Let's just go over my man of the match. I think man of the match, I'm gonna have to go with Bruno Fernandes. 2 goals for Bruno Fernandes. He's got a 9.4 rating. He's got 86% pass accuracy and 4 passes completed. And yeah, so Bruno Fernandes is in my man of the match. In terms of what's next for Manchester United, Man United have got a home game against Chelsea in the Premier League, and hopefully that is going to be Ruben Amorim's first game in charge of Manchester United. And yeah, I'll leave it here. I'm very happy that Man United have gone through into the last 8 of the Carabao Cup, and hopefully we go on to win this competition. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.